Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. I'm Brian, Mr. Smith. This is my kitchen. Today, it's Tuesday, and there's always something to talk about. As far as things go in the world today. I'm going to talk a little bit. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. To be honest with you, I've put in what will be about a 60-hour work week. And as many of you may know, I commute back and forth to work, and it's about a 50-minute drive. So, at a 60-hour work week, I'm actually not home about 70 hours. So I have not had a whole lot of time over the last week or so to watch a lot of news or catch up on a lot of current events, except for like what maybe pops up on my phone. I haven't even been able to watch a lot of YouTube, which is very rare for me. So doing work out in the garage, things like that, and down in the basement. So there hasn't been a whole lot of time to keep up on current events. But, I did want to, but today, we're going to make a pumpkin spice creamer. I thought that would be kind of something fun to do. And a coffee creamer, from scratch. And it's not hard, it's just a handful of ingredients. But before we go over this, I did want to touch on, speaking of working 60-hour weeks, and this will hold true for any industry. Now with, businesses being strapped for employees, and, the employees that businesses do have, and this holds true for all businesses, not just restaurants. People are working a lot of hours. They're doing the job of, not only themselves more than likely, but a couple, 2, 3 people. And that can put a lot of mental stress on you and physical stress on you. I know they say the average age I know of a restaurant manager is 38 years old, and or 35 years old. Anything over 35, you're considered old in my industry. So it does take a toll even on a normal 42, 43 hour work week, and mentally it can be tiresome. I get that. And that, like I said, that holds true in any industry. I've done several different things in my life. And I want you guys to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, no matter what you do. I know the work industry is rough right now, and make sure you take a mental health day. You take a day to just relax, do something you like to do, just sit and watch TV, whatever, hang out with friends, go see a ball game. A concert, whatever. Make sure you make time for yourself. While you are busy busting your butt at work, or things like that. That's important. Spend time with your family. Go out and walk in the park. Check out the trees. Listen to the nothing. Those are always cool things to do. So anyhow, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you found me. I hope you like what you see, and obviously you picked a reason of some sort to check out my channel, and I'm glad. If you're returning to my channel, hey, welcome back. Always. We are a tight-knit community. If you are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if that's what you'd like to do. The notification bell right beside it's that little bell. That way you know when my new videos come out. That way you can catch us when we're cooking, baking, making coffee creamer, talking about social and political issues on occasion, or just life issues. We're all about trying to find love and, and being good neighbors and things like that. Not trying to start a cult, but more like a community of people who care about each other. Another thing I was thinking about earlier, by the way, comments. Comments are always welcomed. They're appreciated. I love comments. I love responding to comments. Just keep them respectful. It's okay to voice your own opinion, good, bad, or indifferent, but think through before you post on there. I won't hesitate to mute you on my channel. Unfortunately, I've had to do that to a couple people. So that being said, today we were. But one thing I was thinking about earlier this morning was the fact that we just moved, and at our old house, we knew all the neighbors. You know, we had a nice tight knit community. And I still do. I still talk to my friends and neighbors, my old friends and my friends and old neighbors. But now it's like starting over. You know, we've been here now a month. Today is Monday. It's not Tuesday, but I work all day tomorrow too. So I thought I would get this done today. But we've lived here exactly a month now, and I have yet to meet a neighbor. We even did trick or treat, and you know, nobody really talked to anybody else on the street other than the trick or treaters talking to the people who were passing out the candy. And I find that strange and interesting. You know, only because I remember a time when, you know, if you moved into a house, everybody came by to say hello. And of course, I also remember when they delivered milk to your door. But you know, I find it weird that, you know, even though I've seen my neighbors, you know, and try to say hi to them, they just walk on by, and that scares me. That says that, you know, we've become so efficient at living on our own and just having our cliques that we don't talk to our neighbors anymore. And our neighbors are important. You know, it's important to have a good neighbor. You need somebody to rely on that's close at times. Yeah, so if you do happen to be one of my neighbors watching my channel, stop on by. Always want to see you. But anyhow, coffee creamer. We're going to make coffee creamer. We're going to make pumpkin spice coffee creamer. It's really easy. Let me bring you down to the counter so you can see what we're going to need ingredients wise. I do have this written down in the notebook already, but I've made it several times. We like pumpkin spice coffee creamer, and if you have the ability to make it yourself, you can make this all year round. You don't have to just wait until it comes out in the store. You know, it can be pumpkin season all the time. Doing it yourself is amazing, especially canning pumpkin yourself. You don't have to worry about it not being at the grocery store or nothing. All right, so anyhow, things you will need to make this with. Quite simply, just a bowl to mix things with, a jar to put it in. You will need 14 ounces of, I'm using heavy cream, heavy whipping cream, but you can also use half and half. You can use whole milk, whatever you like to use for coffee creamer. Most normal coffee creamers, unless they're a light creamer, which is not really all that light, uses a heavy cream. Like I said, if you're looking more towards, you know, watching your waistline, you can go lighter, half and half, a whole milk. You could even maybe do a 2%, but I think that would really take away from the richness. You will need a can of sweetened condensed milk. That's a 14-ounce can. I've only ever seen them in one size. You will need 3 tablespoons of pumpkin puree. And make sure it's the pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie in a can. You can buy pumpkin puree in a can. You can buy pumpkin pie in a can. Don't buy the pie, buy the puree, because you want to put your own spices in it. We're using 1 teaspoon of our homemade pumpkin spice, but you can use pre-done pumpkin spice. I find with homemade, you can add and take away the things that you don't normally like, you know, or things you don't like. Say, like, you don't like, I don't know, I can't, cloves or whatever in your pumpkin pie spice. You can leave that out. And then last but not least, or last 2 things, you will need a teaspoon of vanilla and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And you can use any brand of any of these that you would like. So the first thing we need to do is set the condensed milk, and I split my coffee creamer, the heavy cream up. 10 ounces in this jar, 4 ounces in my bowl, because we're going to have to heat this up. Let me move this off to the side. So I got 4 ounces in my mixing bowl, and in that, I'm going to add my syrup right there, and I'm even going to use my finger to skim it out with because I can. Now this does require a microwave, or if you don't have a microwave, which I don't know any house in North America that doesn't, but if you don't, a small saucepan on the stovetop will work. Sorry, I had to get the syrup off my fingers. I'm going to add my pumpkin spice. I'm going to add my vanilla. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to give this a quick stir with a whisk as soon as I figure out we've been rearranging the kitchen, so I'm not sure exactly where everything is. Yeah, we've been trying to put things in new places. I'm going to give this a quick initial mix up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the microwave. I'm going to put it in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time until it's smooth. After every 30 seconds, I'm going to whisk it together real quick. And that helps combine everything real good. All right, well, I'm going to get that process started. When I get back, I'll show you what it looks like and what the next move is. See you here. Okay, so like the not so professional, don't have a crew person I am, I forgot to tell you to put the pumpkin in. It's kind of hard to have pumpkin creamer without pumpkin. So not only did you want to put in, you got your 4 ounces of creamer, your 1/4 cup of syrup, your pumpkin, your spices, and your vanilla, but add your pumpkin in there too. And then I heated mine. It took a minute, literally. Put it in for 30 seconds. Used my whisked it up. Another 30 seconds, whisked it up. And here's what we came up with. A nice pumpkin slurry, basically. We still got to add things to it. So we'll go ahead and set that to the side. Now I'm going to grab my container with my 10 ounces of, grab my container with 10 ounces of creamer. And I need to find, we'll use this. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to transfer containers because I don't have the lid for this one, but I do have a lid for this one. I have a lid for this. I'm just not running downstairs to do it because my initial thought was put it in a regular mouth jar versus a wide mouth jar. So, and in case you didn't know, in the jarring world, that's a wide mouth jar. See how the mouth is really big, and that's a regular jar. Mouth isn't so big. Reason for the difference, these are easier to clean, the wide mouth jars are. You can get your hand down in them, at least most people can, not everybody. Where the regular mouth jar, a little rougher. These are good for things you can pour out of it. Like I don't do chicken and beef and stuff like that in this, or chilies, anything that involves meat, because it's hard to get in there and get everything out if need be. But tomato sauce, you can just pour right out of it. So I use these a lot for tomato sauce, broth, things like that. So we got our 10 ounces of heavy creamer in there. We're going to put our 14 ounces of condensed sweet milk in here. One of these days I'm going to learn how to make my own. I just don't know which is more cost effective. I know it has a bunch of sugar in it and evaporated milk, but all the same. These cans aren't that expensive. I probably buy, especially with the holiday season being near, I know 10 jars of this down in the basement, or 10 cans of evaporated milk, because you use it for all kinds of stuff in baking. Yeah. Which, you'll see, because we're going to be back to baking this week, as a matter of fact. I think tomorrow I haven't quite decided yet what we're going to do for dinner. But for dessert, for Thursday, we are going to make some pumpkin cookies. I think that just sounds awesome. And I really need to get back into baking. Let me know if you guys tried that apple muffin recipe, the apple spice muffin recipe that we did last week. I know those muffins were gone here. We're talking almost 2 dozen of them. They were gone by the next afternoon between the 4 of us. Just couldn't quit eating them. They were that good. Of course, Abby ate more than her fair share because I didn't put them up high enough, and she went to town on them. She really liked them. That's okay. That's okay. So we put our condensed milk in there. We put our we got our heavy cream in there. Now we just put our pumpkin spice slurry in there. So the next thing we just got to do is put a lid on it. Now, if this doesn't shake immediately, shake good, but we're going to shake it vigorously like this. And it should, because there's a couple reasons why you heat up the little mix you heat up. So you heat it up so that way you can get everything mix together real well in that bowl. But in the process, it makes it just warm enough that the sweetened condensed milk will move. That stuff's so thick. It's like maple syrup. When maple syrup's cold, it's like that naturally. So you got to get it warmed up just a little bit. And by putting that warm mix in there, it helps it to combine. But we're gonna shake this up for a minute. And that's it, right there. That is literally how you make pumpkin spice creamer for your coffee, or your tea. There's a million different things. Any hot drink, beverage really works. So we got that taken care of. But that's how you make pumpkin spice coffee creamer. I really hope you try it. It is some good stuff, and everything that's going in it. There's no additives, no preservatives. You're just going to take this. I'll put this in my fridge, and it'll hold for a couple weeks, in your fridge. Now, you could half that mix and just do like a small pint's worth. If it's just you, or if you really like this stuff and you use a lot of it in your coffee, make 2 quarts. It's completely up to you. The recipe's adjustable. We're not processing or canning anything. And like I said, it's good for at least 2 weeks. I mean, it's never lasted longer than 2 weeks in my house. So I know it's good for at least 2 weeks. But it makes your coffee taste like pumpkin spice. Hands down. Yeah, try it. For sure, try this. Let me know. If you like pumpkin, you'll love this. You get to put, fresh pumpkin in it, or, just pumpkin in it. You get to put your own spices in it. Really, the only thing that's truly unhealthy about it is the heavy cream of the condensed the condensed sweetened milk, which all that stuff's in your regular coffee creamer. So I saw they've been talking about. It's funny how the news just kind of varies on what they talk about anymore. They're still talking about COVID and the pandemic, but that's starting to slow down a little bit with all the booster shots and vaccinations going on. The talk of it has changed a little bit, but I was just listening. Climate has been in the news lately. President Biden's trying to get his bill passed for infrastructure, and I think it's called the Build Back Better plan, and part of that includes the global warming initiative, which, if you don't believe in global warming, it happens. It even happens naturally, and it's happening now. I firmly believe that, but and I mean, that's not my opinion. That's a scientific fact. But they're saying that as it stands right now, we'll have enough offshore windmills, behemoth windmills, that will be able to power up to 10 million homes. And New Hampshire, the state of New Hampshire, by 2030 will be able to power their entire state by wind. That's amazing. Just amazing. I think that is definitely a right step forward. As far as the global warming thing goes, I mean, if you don't believe, keep this in mind. Global warming happens naturally. That's what causes ice ages. We've had a few over the life of the planet. We're just by emitting all the greenhouse gases and things like that into the air, we're speeding it up. It's not happening naturally anymore, and we need to slow that down. We may always be in debt as a nation. So the people who say that we can't pass this on to our grandkids, we're going to, no matter what. Society will always be in debt. People will tell you debt is good. I think I did a video on that a few months ago. But the fact that we're starting to turn that corner to help old Mother Nature, and the planet, I think is amazing. I think it's a right step forward. I know we do our part here, to do the best we can. Now, does that make you a tree hugger? No, it just makes you responsible. And we're either already trying to be responsible adults, or hopefully, we'll become responsible adults. Either way, I think we're heading in the right direction. So, that being said, try this pumpkin coffee creamer. I'm glad you stopped by so we could talk. Let me know if you try it. Let me know if you try it and you like it. Let me know if you try it and you don't like it. Either way, I think that, the conversation will be good. So, tomorrow, dinner, still not sure, but we'll get there. Thursday, we're going to bake some pumpkin cookies. I'm dying for some cookies still. And now is a good time to do them. Things are starting to settle down here at the house. I got a good portion of stuff put away. I've kind of been halted for other reasons on projects I want to start for the time being. So let's get back into baking. So we're going to do pumpkin cookies. All right. I'll see you tomorrow for dinner. I love you. I love you very much. Tell somebody else you love them and you love them very much. It's going to make their day a whole lot better, I promise. Make you feel better too. It makes me feel good to tell you. So, I'll see you tomorrow for dinner. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.